Happy Monday to you. This is the John McEntyre Show live. I'm John McEntyre, and I hope everyone had a great weekend. I know we did. We had a packed weekend as usual, but it was all fun. It was all fun. Weather was good, so I was just happy. Started out a little rainy or whatever early, but it was all good. Spent time worshiped at church. Got to see our church family, all of that good stuff. And so, yeah, and I got my usual. Everyone knows me. As long as there's somewhere where some good food is, I'm good. So I got that good weekend and a little bit of rest and relaxation to involve it. But here we are, Monday, and it's almost the end of April. It is the 28th, 2025. And I know if you're like me, you're probably saying, where is not only the month, where is the year going? We're almost in our fifth month. We almost completed the first month of the second quarter. So remember that we're actually in the second quarter of 2025. And so hopefully you're meeting those financial goals and, achieving those wallet wins. You're doing those daily wallet wins. And I want to thank everybody for sharing those. People there opening those high yield savings accounts. They're, contributing to their IRAs, the 401ks, they're, just taking care of everything, estate planning, college planning, all of that good stuff on that road to their financial success, health, and wellness. And that's what we're here all about. And I want to thank you. If you do have, remember, this is live. So you can submit questions live. You can, do the uppercase, capital Q, uppercase Q, capital Q, whichever way you call it. Um, Put that in. I see it in the chat, whether you're watching by Facebook or YouTube live. Put it in the chat. I see it. I will do my best to answer that question. Um, and if you have a wallet win, you want to share a wallet win, remember, do that hashtag wallet win. I'll share it and we will celebrate with you here because it's those small wins that ends up being, the achieving the large goals. And so with that being said, well, before I get into it, I want to make sure and also let everyone know that, if you are ready to really take care of your financial life, you've watched the show, me and guests, and, watched the lives and throughout the years. You've read books that I've recommended, the books that I've read and recommended, and you've done your research. And you've pretty much done all you could do. And now, as we follow here with one of our values is you need someone that could help guide you or at least point you in the right direction to work with. And that means you need a good pro. you know uh, building wealth is like in financial success, like everything else, is hard, if not almost impossible to do by yourself. And so you need a pro. And when it's time for that pro, there's no one better than I can recommend is Andrea, which happens to be my wife. People always ask, who do you trust with your finances? I said, well, the good thing, I'm actually married to our financial pro. I'm married to her, even though we do have someone outside that look at our finances for us. So because we're human and we can get emotional and everything like that, so we do have someone outside. But that was she. We both found the right person, and it was because of the people that she was learning from and that was training her and coaching her. So for the past 25 years, almost 25 years, over 20 years, she's been our pro in the home and to a lot of other people. She has the expertise to help you make those decisions. So make sure you can contact her. Contact information. Information is at the bottom of the screen there. You can go to John McEntyre or call the toll-free number. Get in touch with her. Get on her calendar for that no obligation complimentary meeting to see how she can work with you to help you achieve your financial health and wellness and your goals that you specifically have for you and your family. All right, so let's get into this today. This is Monday, and we just have a couple of days before. Let me see, the 1st of May is Thursday, and so we all know what time it is. The show right before the beginning of the new month. It is the update. It's time to update that budget. Each month has its own, um, um, you know, costs and fees and everything. The activities. It's almost time to do those big things. It's about to get very busy here. School is almost done. Like um, our daughter, she'll be done next week. And she's at an early college high school. So she's taking college classes already, and so we're busy. We're busy, and so all of the schools, they will soon be out by the end of the month, early June or whatever, and that kicks off the summer. So we're going to get ready here, and that's what today's show is mainly about. Is uh, make sure you put the right things on in your budget for the right things for this month, for May. Now, first thing you want to do, that I talk to people a lot. This come from my days of selling real estate, as an agent, broker, and consultant. um, I walked through some houses that, well, houses, apartments, whether they were owning or renting. I've seen some very expensive personal items, and so now is the time to actually, and this could be part of the budget, because you may need the help of someone to do that. And if you do need help, we can point you in the right direction. It's time to do an inventory of your home and property, because most people, they don't think about the those, the big screen televisions, the computers, the jewelry, the wedding bands, the cars, everything, whatever's personal in your home. Is it needs to be on an inventory list. And so, and the main reason it is for insurance and estate planning purposes. Because a lot of times I've seen people underinsured, for instance, in the personal area, and they have a fire, something like that. And fires, if you don't have an inventory sheet, they're not going to, replace those expensive personal items, because you just didn't have an, if unless you have receipts, things like that. And that needs to be in a file with your inventory. So if you make any major purchases for your home, furniture, everything, you keep the receipt, or it needs to be on a bank statement somewhere, and it needs to be on an inventory list. You need to do the inventory list. There are professionals out there that specializes in doing that. They're personal property appraisers. You have the real estate appraiser. They appraise the value of the real estate, the land, and the replacement of the home. That's for insurance purposes. That's what the insurer will insure. But you also would need a personal property, inventory list, to make sure that that's properly covered. Just like, you have your car is insured, you would need insurance to cover your personal property. And so you need someone and with that property list, it's even better to have a video, do a video. I mean, you can do that yourself. You can just take out your phone. Phone has an excellent camera, or if you do have a camera or whatever, either you could do it. It's better to have a partner, someone that could carry the phone or the camera for you while you show everything, and that's in your home. And then that way it would be able to at least put a value to everything you own. But if you have those receipts, and everything, you can make sure that you get insurance for that. So, and then you want to secure the video and the list in somewhere secure, preferably off location. you know um, maybe a safety deposit box, if you put it on a hard drive or something like that, or a jump drive, something. You can put that in a safety deposit box, or someone that you trust. You give it to your attorney, if you have an attorney that you can trust, or a professional, or your advisor. I know Andrea, she's has we have files full of people's personal inventory with their files. And so that's very prudent, and it could go a long way, later on if something happens, a catastrophe. Like I say, here in North Carolina, we're over 200 days after Hurricane Helene hit um, the western part of the state, and they're still recovering. And we're here, there's now those big stories are coming out about how people, it's hard for them to replace a lot of things that they've lost. And some of that could have been prevented with an inventory sheet and video. So that's just for that information. Second one, review. I just mentioned estate plan. Review your estate planning. Here's a couple of questions just to trigger. Have you gotten married since last year? Have you gotten a divorce? New kid? Have you had a new child? Or if you are a grandparent, do you have a new grandchild? Those are just a couple of quick questions to trigger. Okay, if I've got a divorce, for instance, do I still want them on my power of attorney, or as my beneficiary on my insurance? If it's a new kid, if there's a new child, a new addition to the family, that little bundle of joy is going to be expensive. So we need to make sure that we include them into our financial plan now. If they're a grandparent, if you're doing estate planning, you may, want to give some money. It may be time to start that college plan. Start it when they're young, and in 18 years they will have a nice chunk of money to go to college with, and we may be able to avoid those loans. And we all know that the loans have the government have decided that they're going to start back collecting um, education loans. It was put on hold, and they're going back into it. The ones that are in default, they're going to start going, and they're going to garnish wages and all kind of stuff up to 15%, from what I understand. And those types of things can be avoided if they're put in plan. So it's maybe time to review that estate plan. And like I say, your beneficiaries, power of attorneys, those are the two big ones. Those are two big ones. Uh, May 11th, we have Mother's Day, one of the most important days of the year where we celebrate mothers. Um, in America, mothers are pretty much celebrated every day, but that is May 11th is the official Mother's Day where we celebrate moms. And on the budget, it's projected last year, $245 was spent on each mom on average. The national average this year is projected to be around 250. And so that is something to put in the budget. Some people are going to spend a little bit less, some will spend a lot more. Uh, and so it is to be put in the budget. May 26th, we have the Memorial Day, which is, in my opinion, that's to kick off the official summer vacation. The summer season, in my opinion, kicks off on Memorial Day. Memorial Day weekend, Memorial weekend. Memorial Day is Monday, but people start celebrating. They take the early, the long weekend, maybe take that Friday off, and they're going to have Monday off, and they're going to do traveling, maybe get in a quick, weekend type getaway type thing. That's what we like to do. There's certain places we like to visit, and which we will probably visit the area that was hit by Helene. And this is a quick announcement. Up there in the Lake Lure area, which is Andrea, my wife's hometown, and I grew up right below there. They're actually opening the Lake Lure Park. Um, it actually kicked off. Will it be Memorial Day or a little bit earlier? But it will be open. So that is an excellent place to go see. I've seen pictures and videos of what they've done, and they've done an excellent job getting it back to where it used to be, and even better. So the park is open up there, and that is a huge tourist area. Number one, because people don't know that there's a beach up there. I remember I did a video. Oh my goodness, this was probably 15 years ago. I did a video up there talking about the beach in Lake Lure, and there was people from around the world. There was people from Italy, from Europe, Asia, all over, other parts of the United States, South America. I did not know that there was a beach in the mountains of North Carolina. Yes, it's Lake Lure Beach. The park is open. I'm not quite sure about the beach yet. They're making announcements as they go, as they make things. It was a lot of destruction up there, so they're, moving in a good pace to get it in place. But Memorial Weekend actually kicks off. We're celebrating Memorial, the veterans, um, and the ones who gave their life for our country in war. So we're celebrating them, and it's just to kick off that weekend. So that's something to plan for. Then you just have to plan for those other summer expenses that's coming up. For instance, high school, graduations are not just high school. Now we do middle school, we do elementary school, we do pre-K. Excuse me, where the kids are taking that next step, going to the next level. And so the graduation gifts, it's time, you have to put those in the budget. Wedding gifts, this time of the year is the wedding season, peaks in the summer. But this is like the true beginning of it. It's starting to heat up. Beginning to see those wedding shows, those you know things like that, and that's some serious stuff. And this is some expensive stuff. The average wedding is, and this is average, $20,000. And so you're planning for the wedding, so you have to budget for that. But then also the guests, you want to buy a nice gift, and so you put it in the budget. Excuse me. Also for school, the teacher appreciation gifts. I know Bella, she's done her list for all of the teachers and the educators, um, and anyone that works in the school. I consider them educator, from the lunchroom worker to the custodian, principal, teacher, everyone that works there, counselors, everyone's an educator that takes care of our kids, and they should be recognized and appreciated. I believe in that wholeheartedly, and we are serious about it in our household, of supporting and celebrating and appreciating our teachers. So that's something that we've budgeted for. Um, it's getting warm. I talked about it last month, but it's getting like real serious now with the lawn and maintenance, and the gardening, the landscaping. Andrea, she was out planting flowers yesterday. Hopefully the cold snaps, the major cold snaps that have done some damage to the plants, they're over. We did have one a couple of weeks ago here in the area, but now it's serious. The landscaping company that takes care of our subdivision, they've been dumping tons and tons of mulch everywhere, and putting all over, taking care of our park for us, our pool area, all of that. Going into the next thing, the pool. People think about swimming, you buy those pool passes, stuff like that. If you have kids, you maybe time to do swim lessons. I know Bella, she with her being a year-round swimmer, she has received, and she's, for the last couple of years, she's been fulfilling requests at the Y and on a private basis for swim lessons. And so the little ones, teaching the little ones and adults, even adults, they're getting back, they're ready to get into that pool. And that's some serious stuff. So sometimes you have to buy pool passes, sometimes you have to like pay fees to have access to certain pools and things like that. The swimwear, everyone's getting in shape, so that's another thing. People get more serious. They make the resolution to get in shape, but they really kick it into the next gear around this time of the year, because now summer is coming up quickly, and so they get very serious. And now we have some new drugs on the market, the Ozempics things, and they're not cheap, and people are spending money for those, and they're buying the new clothes, the summer wear. They want to look good in the bathing suits and the swim, the swim trunks and all of this good stuff. And so that stuff can be expensive. We all know that it can be very expensive. And so we just want to, and if you budget for it, It's no big deal. If you put it in the budget and it doesn't interfere with the important, the high level important things, retirement, college planning, all of those areas, it's fine. It's in the budget. It's good. It's all good. You have fun. I love having fun. We just budget for it. And so that's what I wanted to do today's show. I wanted to make sure and just do some reminding of what to put into the budget here. And so I'm going to end it there. If there aren't any questions, see any questions or wallet wins. And speaking of that, don't forget to share those wallet wins and those questions. Send those. A lot of people, they ask the question after I've signed off. So make sure I'm every Monday, at least. Sometimes I may go live during the rest of the week, but every Monday, 10 a.m., I'm live. And so you can send your question or your wallet win beforehand. You can even send it, and I'll make sure and just answer it on air like I did. That's what I had to do last week. Someone sent a question after I went, signed off, and so I was like, that would be a good idea for the next show. So I answered the question, and it got a lot of great reception. So just make sure you hit us up here, visit the website. Don't forget, you can schedule that no obligation complimentary meeting with Andrea to talk about your finances, you and your finances, because it's you. Finances are personal. It's called personal finance for a reason. What works for one person may not work for you. So that's why you need a personal strategy for your finances. And that's what Andrea can help you do. So you can contact her, contact information on the screen. You can go to johnmcentire.com and contact us and get on the calendar and get on that road to financial health and wellness. So I'm going to sign off here. I will be back next week. If I'm going to go live anytime before then, I would definitely make an announcement. So watch, go to the social media, go to Facebook, like it so you can receive the updates. Don't forget to like it here, share it here on YouTube. Um, for the algorithm stuff, I don't really understand it, but you know, share if you're sharing, and it becomes more. It's exposed more. YouTube likes that, so do that for me. Do a favor and share it, like it, tell others about it, and I will be back next week, same time, same channels. Have a good day.